Hey, J. Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jackson. We're at 1296 West 33rd Street in sunny Jacksonville, Florida. You know, before we go in, I just wanted to note that that's Gulf Air right over there, and that's a busy street. You're going to hear a lot of road noise here on 33rd, or Myrtle, which is also kind of busy, but Gulf Air is definitely a busy road, so you're definitely going to be hearing road noise from that. And I forgot to say something about it when we were walking around the outside. I do like the swing porch here. You know, really nice wraparound porch. And I forgot to mention that too, because, you know, as I was ending my last video, I was kind of shocked that this was a newer home here on this corner. They must have tore down the old house and put up the newer home with the little vinyl picket fence, at least in part. How cute. All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get into the inside and take a look around what the house looks like here. Now, you know, I said this was a poured perimeter foundation because that's what it looked like. But I'm wondering whether or not they just have a built-up slab, whether this slab is just thick. And that's a possibility because, you know, this porch looks like it's all one piece. And the way that it comes up right to the door, it's very likely that what you've got underneath here is flooring, and underneath that is a slab. I can't be certain of that at this point, but I'm walking on these floors and they feel solid. They don't feel like the kind of floors that would be normally I would feel in an off-grade property. So maybe it's not. Now, I don't know if there's any lights on in here or lights able to be turned on in here. I've got one switch. Oh, here we go. Got a whole bank. All right, hey, we got some lights. So, place to put your keys by the front door if that's what you want. Ceiling height is a nice 9 feet. I like that. Staircase is carpeted, and the carpet looks like it's in pretty good shape. We've got some kind of vinyl flooring, LVP probably, in the main part of the house. It is open concept. Living room, dining room. There's the living room space, which is pretty nice sized. Dining room space, and then kitchen. The countertops, they look kind of like granite, but really this is just a Formica countertop, and you can tell you've got some chipping in some places here where, you know, just somebody banged a plate or something against it, and that stuff can just chip. That's unfortunately the way that is. But with that said, it's still a nice kitchen. It's still a nice kitchen. Double basin sink with the pull-down spray faucet. A nice window that you can look out at your kind of small yard. There is some stuff about it I'm not happy with, though. So, for example, I've got this caulk bead that runs behind the backsplash, and you can see it's really thick here and cracking because this backsplash is pulling away from the wall. You'll also see that the Formica is separating from the material. That's because of water. This whole backsplash from one end down there, the corner, to here should all be pulled out and a tile backsplash or something put down. You could put the same kind of thing in if you wanted, but I wouldn't. Because the corners of this Formica right here are susceptible to moisture. They let water in, and with the obvious result of swelling and cracking and bulging and problems. So I just say get rid of that. It's not that big of a deal. You know, it's not really that, it's a small thing to deal with. But as you can see, it's caused enough problem. They've tried a lot of things to resolve it, caulking it along the bottom. And they've actually done that everywhere. Some of this is like ridiculous caulk. Why would you put a bead of white caulk on a dark countertop to make it obvious how crappy your caulking work is? I don't know. It probably is because it was super cheap. So these are maple cabinets with the lower end single knob nickel plated pole. They're not soft close, but it is a real wood. It is a real wood cabinet, so that's nice. You could change the pulls on those if you wanted. The doors are probably not soft close. No. they're not high quality cabinets, but they're not horrible either. And I said maple, but really these are oak. These are not maple. Okay. Hey, snacks. Refrigerator, stainless. The range is black and stainless. A 4-burner glass top range. Okay. And the little Whirlpool glass and black, black and stainless dishwasher. So, once again, the kitchen, it's kind of a one-butt kitchen. That's what I would call it. Because it is like a galley kitchen in that it's fairly narrow between this, the breakfast bar and this counter section here and the counter section where the sink is. So if you're standing here doing work or here doing work, it would be hard for someone else to be working at the same time. Now, if you were over there by the stove, then yeah, someone could be here doing prep work. So I guess it's a 1.5 butt kitchen. The dining space has a little flush mount light. This is a buy 3 for $15 kind of a light. There's another one over here. It's a similar one that's in the kitchen and not quite the same, but chandelier would probably fit there just fine. We're keeping our high ceilings, and it looks like what we have is a downstairs master, because I know there's bedrooms up those stairs. So we're going to check on that in just a second. Let's look at the panel. This is a square D panel. The walls, when they painted the walls, they painted the panel too, which says to me that these were painted after. This was painted after the people moved in. So this is maybe a second paint coat they put on here. And the paint is nicely done. They did a nice job. Whoever did it, they did a nice job. They did not paint the baseboard, thank you, but they did paint the panel and the screws for the panel, which is okay. In fact, it kind of hides it, so I'm actually glad that they did. There was a security system in here once upon a time. I wouldn't trust that. Let's go take a look at the master. So the master bedroom, we'll check and see what those doors are and those doors. This is probably closets. But this is about 18 feet by 16. This is big enough for a king-size bed. It might be a little tight, but it's big enough. You could fit a king-size bed in here and it would be okay. Ceilings are nice. Well, with the newer texture, they haven't done anything there. I don't see any water stains or any damage. The smoke detectors appear to still be working. We've got the little same flush mount light that we have everywhere else in here for your main light. And then what we've got is a pair of walk-in closets. One with the attic access. And these are about 10 feet deep by about 5 feet across. A closet kit would go a long way towards improving, improving the use of space in this closet. Definitely. The one that mirrors it is a mirror. It's the same. The only difference is we don't have the attic access in there. Okay, so you've got about the same thing. Radiator looks like it is kind of rusty. Probably could be replaced on both of them. Getting some kind of humidity control on your furnace would help with that kind of problem, because if you have it there, you're going to have it in other places too. So, all right, with that said though, I really like that fact. Those closets are huge. 2 nice big closets in an okay sized master bedroom, which means that this has to be the ensuite bath, which it is. The fan works. Well, I guess you can say the light works. I mean, it comes on, it glows. I don't think it really is something that helps with lighting the room up, though, unless, if it was super dark and you were stumbling in the bathroom to use the toilet, that would probably be enough to guide you. But it's not enough to light the room. The 4-bulb vanity light over this big picture mirror over the sink is definitely the main light source here. Now, it could be that just needs a new bulb. I don't know, but whatever. In any case, this vanity is the same kind of cabinet. It's basically like a kitchen cabinet that's been turned into a bathroom vanity. With the same kind of Formica countertops, you know, that have kind of a granity look, with the same kind of crappy caulk around the edge. Okay, that's all right. And a single basin, probably porcelain. I think this is feels like a porcelain sink, and you know, and a little faucet there, so that's okay. The LVP in here looks like the same LVP that we saw in the living room, but here, notice this. We've got some separation here at the ends, and also some warping. These planks are not flat. They're not laying flat anymore. There's a definite, it goes up and down like this, right here, right here. So these have been damaged from heat and moisture. And I know that sounds crazy, but vinyl can be damaged from heat and moisture, and this definitely has been the issue with these. Okay. Also, we don't have any base or any trim along the front of the tub. That really needs some rubber base coat there in order to protect your floors. You really need that. But these floors, you know, they look okay, but they really should probably be replaced in this room. I would put down, you know, either some tile or solid sheet vinyl rather than this kind of LVP, because at least this quality of LVP, because otherwise you'll continue to have problems. The tub has had and the tile surround has had a paint coat applied to it, but they did not do the job correctly, so that paint is flaking off. As you can see, off of the soap holder and the tub itself, where they painted it, it just didn't do a nice job. You can see kind of, I don't know if you can get there, that the paint, when they sprayed it, they just didn't really do a good job. I think we had some paint runs on the walls and whatnot. They taped it off so it didn't get on the walls. Actually, I was just talking about the tile surround. If this is actually, this is tile. It's tile. I think it's tile. Maybe. Hard to tell with that paint on it, but whatever it is, well, you know, it's not as nice as it was when it was original. They should have just left it, unless there was problems. And the tub too. The tub now looks really, you know, bad. But that stuff can come out, and that can have a new coat put on there, so it will look decent again. And you could respray this tile surround too, and get a good effect. So it's not really actually that big of a deal. It just, to me, you know, it just makes me sad when things aren't done the right way. We've got some crazy caulking happening in this room too. The corner seams are kind of shot. We're losing some grout lines someplace, and that makes me think maybe this isn't actually tile, but some kind of a fiberglass panel or something. That's a possibility that's been glued down. So that's the mass. Oh, there is a little medicine cabinet here I missed when we were walking in, right above the light switch. But you know, all things considered, what you've got is a nice little master bath. It's not huge. It'd be nice if there was 2 sinks, but it's just not a big enough bathroom for that. And you know, the tub and tile surround, that's definitely something that you could sort out. One thing I forgot to mention is that when they put this house in, they put in this nice window here. And I'll tell you what, I sure appreciate it when they use opaque glass in the bathroom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is, you know, that's always something that I talk about in my videos. I see a clear glass window in a bathroom, it just irritates me. Especially when the window is directly in front of the toilet, like that. You know, or if it's like in the wall where the shower is. Either one of those situations just drives me crazy when that's clear glass. Thank you so much. I'm happy to show all my neighbors, you know, what I got going on. Probably scare them dead to death if that was me in there. But the point is, you know, nobody needs to see that regardless of what you look like. And opaque glass makes sure that that doesn't happen. So, okay, I think we got it now. I think we got it. Nice. All right, so let's continue on here. Master bedroom, nice big closets, decent kitchen, nice big open space for the dining and the living room. So let's head upstairs and see what we got on the upstairs. Okay, so as I said before, we've got the carpeted staircase going up to the top. The carpet in the stairs looks like it's mostly in good shape. I'm seeing a couple of spots up here at the top. Probably just needs a clean. And then up here, it looks like we've got some kind of LVP flooring similar to what we have downstairs, but it is not in quite as good of condition as what you have in the living room. I don't know the reason for that, but that's the case. We've had some wall work done that's not finished. Up here, the guest bath has the double vanities and the large cabinet space that I was hoping to find in the master. Giant picture mirror, 4 light bar over that vanity light, another opaque window in the bathroom. Thank you guys. Little toilet. Same problem in the tub surround as we saw downstairs, where they tried to paint it, probably tried to paint over dirt is what happened. And with the obvious result that it didn't stick, and now you've got a bit of a mess in the bottom of the tub and on the walls. So really, that just needs to be scrubbed and resprayed, or you could have that pulled out and retiled. You know, it's probably, once again, I think fiberglass panels there. They're not expensive to put in. But you know, it's not that much to tile it either, and that's what I would do. And also, especially up here, this tub needs a glass shower door. Now you need it downstairs too, but you really, really need it up here because water with a curtain is going to get on the floor. It is going to get on the floor. And when it does, then that water is going to go down through the cracks in between these LVP planks or between the tub and whatever that little trim is there, and get down in there and rot that floor out underneath that tub. And one thing you don't want is your tub upstairs ending up downstairs. Nobody wants that. So a glass shower door here will keep the water in the tub and definitely reduce the time, or the chance, I should say, of that tub sinking through the floor or water damaging the ceiling downstairs or other things like that. Okay. Yeah, it's a pet peeve. I just hate that. So, bedroom number 2. What we've got here is some damage to the flooring. Actually, it looks like maybe something is spilled on here. I thought it was chipped out or something, but this actually is raised up over the surface of the floor. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I'm not sure I really want to know what it is either. A nice scrub hopefully will take that off. Ceiling height upstairs is 8 feet instead of 9. Acceptable. I wish it would all be the high ceiling, but it's what it is. Closet here in this second bedroom is 5 feet by 28 or 30 inches with a little wire shelf with the lower bar. And then there's a second closet as well that is a bit larger. Looks like it is 8 feet from end to end, about the same depth, with that same little wire closet, wire bar shelf. And it's at the right height. I should look at that bar and it should be, should be just barely able to see the top of it. And the reason is then there's a nice size space between the doorway and the shelf, which means that my big boxes I can fit up there pretty easy. That's what I like. Hey, birdie. cable up in this room. All right, so the room itself is maybe 14 by 15 is just what I'm gonna say, 14 by 15. And, you know, I didn't measure it, no. That's just my guesstimate, okay? I'm usually pretty close. With two windows, a smaller one and a bigger one, which lets it some light. I do like that. I like bigger windows than smaller windows personally, but you know, that's just me. So let's go check out bedroom number 3. This is actually a bigger bedroom at maybe 18 by 19. Is that about right? Yeah, 18 by 19 with a single closet about the size of the larger closet in the bedroom beside it here. And this closet is, once again, it's about 8 feet by about 30 inches with that same little wire shelf there. Still 8 feet ceiling height. Same little flush mount light we've seen everywhere. 3 for 15. And a small and a big window just like the other one. So, you know, we're getting about the same size. Now this door has been kicked in at one point. Although it looks like the door broke, but the jamb held. So the door here really probably should be replaced. I mean, that's what I would do. And you could just get the door blank instead of replacing the whole casing and all, because the casing still seems like it's in good shape. You know, just pull it off the hinges there and throw a new one on, throw the doorknob back on, and you're good to go. So now we've got this door here at the end, and I think this door goes to the overhanging deck. So we're going to take a look, and I think this deck is the reason that we have the notice about being careful in here. Okay. First thing, the ceiling in this little deck space is vinyl. It's a vinyl wraparound. There is a little porch light. It's kind of dirty. It needs a pressure spray. The floor of it is a textured cement, is what it looks like to me. Maybe they kept a dog out here at one point because there's damage to some of the trim and it's really dirty. So that says to me dog. There was a dog in here at one point in time chewing on stuff. The door itself is really rusty and probably should be replaced because, well, you know, it's ugly. It's a solid metal door, or I should say it's a metal door because it is an exterior door. So it's okay, you know, the door structurally, but wow, who wants a door that looks like that? This front rail is not original. Whatever was here before has been removed, and they put this new rail in with a minimal slat distance here. This is about a 3 or 4 inch slat distance between here and here is about 4 inches, and that's nice because there's no chance of a little kid sticking their head through that, right? And a small dog even is going to have a hard time fitting through those slats. So that makes this deck relatively safe even for small people. Now let's look at the roof from here. What we have is an architectural roof. I'm seeing a little curl down along the bottom, the drip edge of the roof, and along the transition there's some material, some sand has come off, causing it to have a different color. It should all be pretty dark, and when it starts lightening it up, that's usually when you can tell there's an issue. Now, not like this, because up here what you've got is probably some kind of runoff that's caused a color change. But there is definitely, you know, a little bit of age on this roof. Also, you've got some moisture damage underneath that window there. That piece of material that's underneath the window is wood, and it's bulging from water. That's water that is coming down the window and then running onto the face there. Now there should be a little piece of flashing underneath that window, or that lower piece there should not be wood. It should be fiber cement, just like the walls or the siding is, to keep that from having a problem. But you know, it's what it is, and it's a really common installation that they use that same kind of wrap all the way around the window. Now there is at the top a piece of trim that should help to keep the water off of that, but it hasn't done a good job, probably because we have wind as well, and it just blows the rain down onto the window and it runs down. That's probably what's happened here. So let's head on back. I don't have anything else really to talk about. 1296 West 33rd Street, except maybe the neighborhood. Now, I just want to be clear that you know, this is on a cul-de-sac, but it is also close to fairly busy roads. And how that is going to affect the crime rate in this area, I don't know. But I definitely check the Duval County Sheriff Crime Map. Take a look at that to make sure that the safety level here meets your needs before you decide to do anything with this house. And as a realtor, I have to be very careful about directing you to or from certain parts of town. So I just give you that advice. You know, you can use the map that you'll find there. If you search on Google for the Duval County Sheriff Crime Map, that map actually is used in a lot of different places across the country. Quite likely, it's used in your neighborhood too. So you can get to that map and search your own address. It's how I would start. Then you have a baseline. You know what the crime is like in your neighborhood. You know what that's like. Then when you see that, then you compare to what the crime is like here, and that'll give you a really solid idea, a solid understanding of what it is that the crime is like compared to your home. You know, it will help you have a proper expectation. I like the size of this house. I like the outside of the house. I personally prefer that smaller lot size that we have here. I like the wraparound porch. I do appreciate that. Get my rocking chair out there. I like the ceiling height. I mean, and for an entry-level home, the Formica countertops don't bother me at all. It's just fine. It looks decent. You know, I might do some work in here if it was me. Change some lights out, change the radiators out, get some humidity control in the furnace, that kind of thing. But overall, I think this house, for the price, is pretty good. It's pretty good. I didn't see any rot anywhere. I didn't see any serious damage. The roof, well, you know, that's something that you have to consider. But for the price, even with the roof needing to be replaced, I think that it would still comp out. It would still be a good deal. I think it would still be a good deal, even if you had to pay for a new roof on top of purchasing the property itself. As long as, once again, the neighborhood suits your needs. That's the big one. So, we're going to head on out of here. I'm going to get the lights off. And down the street. And this was 1296 West 33rd Street. And we'll see you at the next one.